Hi, I'm Tom Sokolowski and I'm a nutritional therapist and a functional medicine practitioner. This is the second and final part of a series on cholesterol. Cholesterol has been said to cause heart disease and we've been encouraged to eat a low-fat diet. However, the evidence for this is in fact very scant. So in the previous video I gave 6 reasons why you need cholesterol, and in this video I'll give 4 more reasons why you need cholesterol and talk a bit about dietary implications of this information. So cholesterol forms 30% of your cell membranes, giving them structural integrity and the correct physical properties so that they can respond to hormones and other chemical signals. It also allows the correct transport of nutrients and waste into and out of the cells. So this enables you to be an integrated multicellular organism rather than a gelatinous blob of disconnected cells. Cholesterol is a repair molecule, so you find it in atherosclerotic plaque, which is created to repair oxidative damage to blood vessel walls. Cholesterol is vital for your immune system to fight off infections, and cholesterol is involved in serotonin regulation and hence mood regulation, because serotonin, simply put, is your happy molecule. So you might wonder what happens if cholesterol is low, especially in the nervous system, because the brain is where 25% of your cholesterol is found, and yet the brain is only 2 to 3% of your body weight. So in the previous video I mentioned a study in which low cholesterol levels were associated with an increased risk of Alzheimer's disease. Also, cholesterol is helpful to protect the brain from the kind of myelin degeneration that we see in multiple sclerosis. And in fact, a 2017 study showed that dietary cholesterol promotes myelin repair. Preliminary evidence shows that higher cholesterol slows the progression of Parkinson's disease. And interestingly, LDL cholesterol, so-called bad cholesterol, when that's low, that's associated with Parkinson's disease. Now, low cholesterol is also linked with increased mortality from heart disease, stroke and cancer, as well as anxiety, depression, suicide and violent behaviour. And it's been linked in pregnancy to low birth weight and preterm delivery. It's been linked to an increased risk of death from septic shock, so the higher cholesterol seems to be protective. And tuberculosis is associated with reduced cholesterol, and dietary cholesterol can be helpful in treatment of the disease. So you can reduce the burden on your liver of making cholesterol by eating foods that are rich in cholesterol, such as egg yolks and meat, and especially organ meat, poultry, milk, butter and cheese. Unfortunately, vegans have to make all of their own cholesterol. So it's important that your animal produce be organic and grass-fed and cooked using low temperature methods, ideally at 160 degrees Celsius or less. Browning and charring of meats will increase inflammation in the body, and it will increase the burden on your detoxification pathways. So it has been said that eating more saturated fat will increase cholesterol, but this in fact is not true over the long term, except in around 20% of us who have the ApoE4 genetic variants. So the ApoE4 genetic variants would make you more pro-inflammatory and would increase your risk of Alzheimer's disease, heart disease and stroke. It's not a sentence to disease by any means. It just means you have to work harder at your diets to maintain optimal health. So what kind of diet do I recommend for ApoE4 carriers? Well, it's a Mediterranean paleo style low glycemic diet, and also without adding too much additional fat over and above that which is already found in natural form in your food. And the additional fat you do add, if you are an ApoE4 carrier, should focus more on monounsaturated fats like extra virgin olive oil and avocado oil. You also want to be eating plenty of polyphenol-rich foods, such as deeply coloured vegetables and perhaps 1 to 2 small portions of deeply coloured fruit a day, such as berries. There are a couple of links below which explain how to get more polyphenols in your diet and also how to balance blood sugar with a low glycemic diet. Polyphenols are also found in turmeric and ginger, rosemary, green tea and extra virgin olive oil, which is another reason why extra virgin olive oil can be helpful. Now, when I say paleo diet, I don't mean that you need to exclude legumes. Legumes are a great source of low glycemic carbohydrates as long as your gut can tolerate them, and because they're so low glycemic, they can be very helpful for ApoE4 carriers. If you are an ApoE4 carrier, I would seek the support of a nutritional therapist to guide you in your dietary and lifestyle choices and to monitor your lipid levels. Because the raised cholesterol in ApoE4 carriers, it may actually be harmful. Although there was one study which showed that increased cholesterol intake and egg intake did not increase the risk of coronary artery disease even in ApoE4 carriers. Now, less common than ApoE4 is a condition known as familial hypercholesterolemia. This is a genetic condition in which cholesterol is cleared more slowly, and the resulting build-up of cholesterol can reach dangerously high levels. So in this condition, you definitely need to get some professional support for your dietary and lifestyle choices to help you with those. The rest of us who don't have ApoE4 or familial hypercholesterolemia can happily eat more fats and more saturated fat within limit, and as long as you don't have fat malabsorption, which could result in symptoms such as sticky or smelly stools when you eat fats, and you can test for fat malabsorption with a stool test. Now, this paper questions the approach of reducing cholesterol with a low-fat diet. It suggests, correctly in my view, that cholesterol is a red herring. Numerous studies, it says, have shown that lowering cholesterol is, I quote, as likely to increase death from cardiovascular disease as to decrease it. And furthermore, I quote again, the only overall significant effect that has ever been shown is increased mortality. I.e., lowering cholesterol is more likely to harm you than to heal you. If you interfere with the body's systems of feedback and balancing by blocking the production of cholesterol with a statin drug, that's unlikely to benefit health for most people. So to summarise the 10 reasons you need cholesterol. Firstly, to make steroid hormones such as cortisol to wake you up and help you deal with the stresses of life, and sex hormones and aldosterone to balance minerals. You need cholesterol to make vitamin D and bile acids to help you emulsify and therefore digest and absorb fats and fat-soluble nutrients. And cholesterol is very important in the nervous system. 25% of your cholesterol is found in the brain, where it helps to form myelin sheath, which insulates the nerves and allows for rapid conduction of nerve impulses. And it also allows for the formation of synapses, so it allows you to think, learn and remember. It also acts as an antioxidant in the nervous system. Cholesterol also forms 30% of your cell membranes, lending them structural integrity and the correct physical properties to allow for hormones and chemical messengers to be responded to by the cell and to allow the transport of nutrients and waste in and out of the cells. Cholesterol is a repair molecule, and cholesterol is vital for your immune system to fight off infections. And cholesterol, finally, is involved in serotonin regulation and hence mood regulation. So you can reduce the burden on your liver in making cholesterol by eating egg yolks, meat, and especially organ meats, poultry, milk, butter and cheese, if you tolerate cheese, that is, as many of us do not. if you don't have the ApoE4 genetic variant or familial hypercholesterolemia, then you can eat more fat and more saturated fat within limits, and provided you don't have fat malabsorption. But with your fatty meals, I would make sure to eat polyphenol-rich foods such as deeply coloured vegetables, because saturated fats can increase the absorption of bacterial endotoxins, which can cause inflammation, and the polyphenols help protect against that. So finally, I've spoken a lot about eating more fats, but some fats and oils are harmful and some are beneficial. And to find out more about this, please watch my video, Which Fats and Oils for Optimal Health, linked in below. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video.